Manscape is proudly brought to you by Antler, the champions of lightweight luggage, Donna Faccioni Personal Training, and the Fitness Generation.
G'day and welcome to another week of Manscape, a brand new TV program about all things men.
That's right, Robbie. Now listen up, guys, because we've got some great tips that'll keep you on the right track to looking good and feeling great.
We are coming to you from the magnificent Sandbar Beach Cafe in Middle Park, enjoying some fine canapes and beverages. So whilst we do, it's time to take a look at our first segment, as I recently visited the Instant Laser Clinic. Take a look at this. Now fellas, have you got a tattoo that you really regret getting? Maybe you're sporting the name of an old flame and it's making the missus cringe. Well, the Instant Laser Clinic is here to help. Let's find out how. With me today is Matthew from Instant Laser Clinic to tell us about laser tattoo removal. Now Matthew, tell us, why do people get laser tattoo removal?
Well, tattoo might be a great idea at the time, but after circumstances change, people don't want to have anything to do with that past or that concept. That's why they come in to remove their tattoo, so they can no longer be connected to that ideology and that specific concept.
And how effective is laser tattoo removal?
It is very effective. Nowadays, technology allow us to have access to more sophisticated type of lasers that can remove tattoos without leaving any scarring or any damage to the actual skin. So it can remove the tattoo without having any shadows or any marks behind, which is great.
And does it hurt?
It feels like being snapped with a piece of rubber band, but it's quite bearable and can be minimized by using some mild anesthetic creams or anesthetic injections or cooling to soothe the area. But normally 90% of our clients don't require any anesthetic and they're happy to come and have it done because it doesn't take too long. It takes only 1 minute to remove a matchbox size tattoo, so it's virtually fast and quick.
And how many treatments are usually required?
Normally for amateur tattoos, 3 to 4 treatments are required, and for more professional tattoos, we're looking about anywhere from 8 to 12, sometimes 15 treatments. Depends on the complexity of the ink and how deep was the actual tattoo injected into the skin, the skin type that we're dealing with. And so quite a few factors are involved in, but normally 8 to 12 treatments is necessary.
Are there any side effects to laser tattoo removal?
Yes, after treatment, clients can expect a bit of redness, swelling and mild blistering sometimes in the area, which is quite expected and nothing to worry about. We simply advise them to apply a bit of ice pack on the area for a couple of minutes and apply a bit of bepanthen cream to soothe and moisturize the area and have it covered for nearly 48 hours, 3 days, and skin goes back to normal.
Okay, and can you have just part of a tattoo removed?
Yes, we are equipped with some special tips that we could only target specific type of words or image from the actual tattoo, so it leaves you with black canvas, as they say. So definitely you could just choose certain numbers, names or characters from tattoo, so that's not a problem. Some people just come to fade their tattoo so they can get a fresh tattoo on top of it, which that can also be done. If they have less number of sessions, they can definitely get that tattoo faded away so they can come up with a fresh design.
Well, how good was that? Who knew it was so simple to remove an unwanted tattoo? It's just another way for you to look good and feel great.
So here are some home cooking tips from professional chef Steve from Sandbar in Albert Park. Steve, what do you have for us today?
Look, a lot of the times people using a sharp knife, they're going to cut themselves. I can tell you the easiest way to use a knife is not like that. If you just get your hand and run the knife along your knuckle, even like this, up and down like this, just running the knife along your knuckle, you can move your hand across the board. I can confidently move my knife around like this. So when you see the chefs and they've got this going on, that's because they know that they can't cut themselves.
He makes it look easy. Thank you so much, Steve. We'll see you next week.
All right, looking for some advice on life and career issues? Well, with me is Ben Angel. Ben, just tell me a little bit about yourself to begin with.
Yeah, sure, Adam. So I'm a marketing and influence authority. So what that means is I help business owners as well as individuals that want to get a boost in their career.
All right, fantastic. Well, this week we're going to talk about leadership. It's something we hear a lot about today in the news, or lack of leadership in our political
Don't get me
figures.
started on politics.
Tell me, what is the role of leadership for men in the modern age?
Yeah, I think the role for leadership for men is changing quite a lot recently. There are a lot of external pressures that are happening, particularly with social media, more than anything else. But we're in an age where guys really do need to step up and basically own who they are and be unapologetic for who they are as well.
Okay. So what are the attributes that make a strong leader?
Yeah, the first step, you've really got to know who you are. Now, a lot of individuals go through life, they're trying to kind of find their feet overall, but we have to firmly assert, okay, this is who I am in relationships, in business, in my career. Now, how am I actually presenting myself in each of those environments, and can I actually step it up another notch?
How do you inspire loyalty within people and those sorts of things as a leader?
I think more than anything else, when we inspire loyalty, we've got to always be the authentic expression of who we are. Now, if we're not, people work that out instantaneously, which means they're not sure whether to trust us or not. Now, if we're unsure of ourselves, there's no reason for anyone else to really acknowledge even our existence in some scenarios, such as business or even getting a kickstart in your career as well. So it's essential that we are the authentic expression of ourselves, but also just realize how that fits in with everyone else around us.
Okay, so it's about accepting who you are, knowing who you are, and moving forward.
And owning it.
Okay.
You've really got to own it.
Yeah. If you're a bit of a wallflower, let's say,
Yep.
and you want to step up as a leader, so you want to take on a new role at work or something along that line, what are the practical steps that you can take?
Yeah, sure. The first step, we've really got to set a structure of what we're actually looking to achieve and really identify who are we wanting to become. Now, if we're not currently getting our results, it means that who we are right now isn't who we need to be to get our results tomorrow. So the very first step is to write a really simple list of who is it that I need to become to get my results. And that gives us a structure, and it also gives us a plan of what we can do next.
So what would be the next step in that process?
Yep, well, the first step is obviously to identify who we are, but then go out and do the research. Do we need to upskill? Do we need to go out and put ourselves into maybe some challenging situations? Being a great leader is really about looking at who we are, but who we are in different scenarios. So if we're not challenging ourselves on a daily basis, it means that we really are staying quite stagnant.
Leadership can, of course, be about making difficult decisions.
Yep.
How do you go about doing that if you've got a particularly difficult decision to make? What's your advice in that situation?
Always go with your instinct. Now, a lot of people tend to completely forget their gut intuition. It's critical to really tap into that and find a quiet moment where you can sit down and just honestly ask yourself, what is the best decision for me to make right now in this situation? Now, that answer might not come then and there on the spot. It might come in the middle of the night. You might wake up and it might be just sitting there. But we have to really tap into our intuition more than anything else. And that's what a great leader is about.
Fantastic advice, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week.
Great, thanks Adam.
Next up, we catch up with the team at Fitness Generation to get some great tips on maximising your workout.
Now we're talking fitness in the home and the benefits of owning your own equipment. I'm here with our resident personal trainer, Donna. Hi, Donna.
Hello, how are you?
Fantastic. Now, Donna, tell us, what are the benefits of working out in the home?
Definitely convenience, and also too, it's saving you time and petrol, basically, getting to a gym. So if you've got it right there, you can't say no, it's right there for you.
Now today we're looking at a true commercial treadmill from the Fitness Generation. Now, using a machine like this, for somebody who's time poor, as most of us are, how would you maximise, say, a 20-minute workout?
Okay, well these guys have 21 different programs you can work by. So you can go through, and depending on what your goals are, obviously look at the best one that suits you. So interval training, rolling hills, speed ramps, whatever it is that you want to do, and compact into the 20 minutes and, get the best workout out of it.
Now, how do you choose the right workout for yourself?
Well, it obviously depends on your goals. That's with any kind of exercise. However, I guess If you were looking at burning fat, you'd go for interval training. If you're looking at building some muscle, you'd go on an incline. So it really just suits yourself to whatever your goals are.
Fantastic. And as you said, this machine has 21 preset programs, and
right.
I think it's got 5 that you can save as well, which is fantastic for personalising your workout. So I've put it on an incline, and I can really feel the difference between walking on a flat and now walking up a hill, which is really working my legs. So Donna, if I had more time, many people do have more time, so say I had an hour, how would you change your workout from, say, a 20-minute to being an hour long?
An hour, yeah. Well, you just lengthen it, but also too, with these, you can actually change your programs. So you would go through different programs if you wanted to, and again, it's always dependent on your goals. So if you're wanting to burn fat or build a bit of muscle, and as you can tell, it works your legs.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, the thing I love about this machine is this unit right here.
Yeah.
Now, this is a total entertainment unit. It's got a TV, you can watch movies on it. You can even plug your iPod into it and watch whatever you've got stored on it or listen to it. Headphone jack, USB, you name it. It's awesome. And that way you don't even realise you're doing a workout. I've been on this machine for ages and I didn't even notice. Now, I've been going for a little while now and I'm starting to build up a little bit of heat. And one beautiful addition is this. Oh. The Extreme Cooling Towel. Now this thing will stay cold for 6 hours while you're doing a workout. Now I don't work out for 6 hours, but I can guarantee you this is going to be cold for the duration of yours. Now a machine like this you would typically find in a commercial gym, and these things are found in Genesis gyms across Australia and many others as well. But now you can find these things from The Fitness Generation at thefitnessgeneration.com.au and pick one up for your own home. Thanks very much for your time today, John.
No problem, thank you.
Well, Keats, we are talking luggage from Antler, the champions of lightweight luggage. Now, I'm of course known for my hard, tough exterior, right?
That's correct, I've heard that before.
Absolutely. So this is going to suit me down to the ground. It's the Drive Light range with a tough polycarbonate shell. If you want to ramp up the style meter, how about the Liquis range?
I like it.
What have you got there?
Well, I've got the Cyberlight range here that comes in 7 different colours, which is fantastic. Check this out. How light is that? So you can pack more for less. And the best thing, it's very noticeable on the baggage carousel.
Fabulous. Now, if you're a little bit undecided, somewhere between the two, we have the Duolight GT range. It's got a tough polycarbonate backing and a 10-year warranty.
Now to check out any of these or any more great products, just log on to the website at antluggage.com.au.
Men's health issues with Elizabeth Chelly here at the Sandbar Cafe. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi again, Adam. How are you going?
I'm very, very well. Now, something I wanted to ask you about. Quite often, us blokes, we get the thin end of the wedge when it comes to spending time with other blokes. Quite often, it's frowned upon by our female partners. But it's actually quite important, isn't it?
It's very important. I mean, we know very clearly about how women catch up for coffee. They have the girly chat, or I just need to talk to a girlfriend. It's kind of accepted, no one argues it, and men certainly don't give their female partners any grief about it. And yet when it comes to guys wanting to catch up with their mates, and particularly recognising the value of men sharing men's company, unfortunately he does have to fight for it a little bit more, and he gets a bit more grief than really he should. So it's very important.
Okay, so what's a healthy kind of balance? I mean, you want to spend time with your partner, but you also want to spend time with your mates.
Absolutely.
Where's the balance?
The balance is about being able to share good quality time with your partner and being able to keep that balance of how much you see your mates and your partner, just as you would with lifestyle balance generally in terms of work and kids and your own personal hobbies. So being able to catch up with your mates when it's not at the expense of your relationship or at the neglect of your partner will then help her build some trust in him that if he's going to see his mates, it doesn't mean that he doesn't want to invest quality energy into the relationship. A key tip I'll also give for female partners to bear in mind, and guys, you might want to tell your female partners this, a lot of females seem to assume that if he's spending time with his mates, it somehow means he loves her less or he doesn't want to spend time with her, and that's an unrealistic assumption that female partners have. It's an insecurity or an anxiety, and if he can reassure her that that's not the case, then it's hopefully going to reduce some of the grief she might give him when he does say, I want to catch up with friends tonight, honey. So helping her understand the importance that hanging out with men company is really valuable for men. He can pose her a question like, well, if I ever asked you not to catch up with your girlfriend for a coffee, how would you feel? And hopefully she'll see the meaning of that, because she'll go, well, forget it, I would never do that. It's like, well, why are you asking me not to catch up with my mates? So it puts it in context very quickly for women. The other valuable thing for men to realise, and particularly women to realise with regard to men sharing men's company, is the value of masculine mentoring from older men to younger boys and younger adult men. The value of young boys and young men actually learning from an older man who's got more life experience, developed more wisdom through his life experience and learnt from his mistakes. Young boys and young men really need that in developing their own masculinity and their own manhood. Certainly they can get good quality mentoring from a woman, but the masculine energy is something we need to respect and honour a lot more. It's valuable, so valuable and important for young boys. The benefits it brings for older men in being able to share that mentoring does wonders for their own sense of satisfaction and fulfilment.
And today that could be difficult because you have a lot of broken homes, that there may not necessarily be a father figure. What should people do in that situation?
Yeah, oftentimes because there are broken homes, one of the things, whether it's broken homes or just accessibility to an older male, it's important to recognise it's about the quality time spent, not just quantities. It's not so much that you have to have a full day or a full week. It's very much about how can I have presence with this young man or this young boy where they're really giving them 100% of their attention, sharing some fun, sharing some sacred space that the young boy knows if ever he's got a problem, he can go to that person to ask a question. One thing we really need to understand about how men share space compared to women, women like to do the verbals a lot. There's a lot of word exchange between women. I don't think any of us are going to argue with that. But men share space side by side, or they share company when they're doing something together. They don't have to talk as much. So as long as men are sharing perhaps a hobby or an interest, or even just space while dad or the man reads the paper and the young one is doing something else, don't underestimate the value of the fact that they're sharing space. Don't assume that because there's no words, there's nothing going on, because there's a lot going on between men in silence.
Fantastic. Well, Elizabeth, I've just got to get to the game with my friend.
Problem. So enjoy yourself.
I'm out of here. Thank you.
Time.
That's great, and I'll speak to you next week.
No worries.
Another Manscape fashion tip with Sally McKinnon of Style Bar Sally. Now Sally, what have you got for us today?
Well today, Rob, it's all about matching your shoes with your belt. Now, particularly when wearing a suit, but in this instance, something that's quite smart casual. If you're going to wear a brown belt, then you need to always match your shoes with a brown shoe. A brown shoe and a belt creates a slightly more casual look. If you were to opt for a black shoe, it creates a slightly more formal look. Whatever way you go, always match your shoes with your belt.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Sally.
Sharon at the Sandbar, we are talking weddings, an absolute minefield for the blokes. Now tell me, what makes a great wedding in your opinion?
A great wedding is organisation. As long as everything's organised, the wedding will go off with a hitch. The guys turn up, all done up, looking perfect. Don't have to do a lot here at the Sandbar. It's more a casual cocktail wedding. We serve great food. They have food all night, continuous canapes and deluxe grazers. So basically they can party the night away. They can have their photos here on the beach, ceremony here on the deck, and then continue with the reception all for the rest of the evening.
Because it is an absolutely superb spot for a wedding.
Yeah.
I bet you've seen a bridezilla or two wander through that door, have you?
1%, Adam.
1%?
Yeah.
Well, that's not too bad.
Most of the brides are all pretty good, pretty organised. Yeah.
Okay, good. And I know that you are about to celebrate your 25th wedding anniversary.
Yes.
Tell us finally, what is your top tip for the blokes for a long and happy marriage?
Happy wife, happy life.
Absolutely. Let's end it right there.
Next up on Manscaped, we check out the wonderful world of paintball. And this week, we delve a little further into this fast-growing sport as we check out more awesome adventures from the Hot Shots crew.
For those people who want a little bit more out of their paintball experience and want to get into paintball a little bit more often, we have the Hot Shots Army. Hot Shots Army is a great concept. Basically, it's for people who want to play paintball a little bit more often and don't want to play as a rental type of group. It's a great opportunity for guys or girls to join a club and get out there and play the type of games that they want to play.
today I joined the Hot Shots Army, and I did that just to join a club. You need to be part of a club to get your paintball gun licence so that you can own your own gun. You know, getting around a good group of guys who are always playing just as regular as you are. They're interested in, you know, developing your game, you know, helping you with a lot of the skills, and, you know, eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to join a team and play in tournaments.
I started on the Western Field today. You can actually run upstairs into the top levels of the buildings there, or run back downstairs, ramp areas. We even have a church there. There's wagons, blacksmith, sheriff's office. I've done a really good setup there.
The Western Town is the biggest and most elaborate playing field built specifically for paintball. This authentic-looking Wild West town took over 12 months to construct, and building's a double story. You will feel like you're walking onto a real movie set.
Western Field's like a step back in time. You can basically feel like you're on some sort of Wild West town or something like that, you know, waiting for Clint Eastwood to pop out of a doorway or something like that, or John Wayne to come around a wagon, you know.
Inspired by some of Hollywood's greatest westerns, Hot Shot steps you back in time to experience a Wild West shootout. As the bandits battle their way forward, they grab a bag of loot and make their way back to the start of the field, dumping their loot in their getaway wagon. If they get tagged whilst carrying the loot, they must drop the bag and respawn into the game from their starting point. Once the first game is played, teams swap roles and play again. After the second game, the team with the most stolen cash wins.
So then later on in the day, we played a bit in the Sphinx field and went for a bit of a run, and maybe a little too keen, and well, I got painted for it.
In the footsteps of Tomb Raider and Stargate, your mission is to liberate the ancient pyramids of their hidden treasures whilst negotiating the ruins and temples. This paintball field is like no other in Melbourne or Victoria. With 2 huge pyramids and a Sphinx nearly 20 metres long, you will feel as if you're on a real Stargate movie set. This game lasts for 15 minutes and is played twice, giving each team the opportunity to play from both ends.
The Hot Shots Army, it's a great opportunity to get into paintball more often. It's an opportunity to buy your own gear, set yourself up. It's a great avenue to buy all paintball gear at discounted prices through our company, and also it's a great preparation for our tour of duty events. You can get onto paintballskirmish.com and check out all the gear that's available.
Stay tuned as we check out more exciting paintball adventures next week.
Now here's your chance to win some fantastic prizes from Manscape. There's a Schwinn AC sports bike, courtesy of the fitness generation, featuring adjustable performance handlebars and seat, magnetic resistance brakes, and SPD-style cleats to simulate an outdoor riding experience. There's also a $1,000 paintball experience for you and your 9 mates, courtesy of Hot Shots. Each person will receive free entry, playing gear, tactical gloves to keep, plus 400 rounds courtesy of Hot Shots Paintball in Anarchy, Victoria. There's also a set of 3 Drive Light luggage cases courtesy of Antler, the champions of lightweight luggage. If you're looking to get fit, there's also a one-on-one personal training session courtesy of Donna's Fitness Revolution. You'll also win a style consultation in Melbourne from our very own Styled by Sally, and a $100 dining voucher courtesy of Sandbar Beach Cafe in Albert Park, Victoria. And to top it off, some best-selling books and CDs from Dr. Elizabeth Shelley and Ben Angel. All you need to do is tell us in 25 words or less why you would like this great prize. Head to manscapetv.com.au to enter.
Well, that's it for another fantastic episode of Manscape.
Yes, Keita, and still plenty more to see in our first series. But if you can't wait until next week's show, jump on our Facebook page or check out our website at manscapetv.com.au.
And we'll see you next time right here at the Sandbar Beach Cafe in Middle Park.